trying to say.
I should have a tan.
I'm actually tanner than you at this point.
That's true. I was fucking green yesterday, so I'm actually surprised there's not like
any residual that came off pretty good.
Dude, fuck my tub.
Is it like a body?
Whatever
paint?
works.
My tub is fucked.
Oh,
Looks like the Hulk was jerking off in my tub. It's so bad.
Shrek just wiped his ass all over the place.
It's like my toilet.
Dude,
Let's start this off right.
Oh God!
All right, gentlemen, enjoy.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not gonna enjoy.
Yep, still not a fan of that.
So right to the one. Oh, welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your hosts Nelson,
Ian,
and our special guest of the day,
Very special, Grant.
For obvious reasons, he's very special.
very special.
Very, very special.
Had to start everybody off with a nice little vodka
God,
shot. It's delicious.
Fucking butane. What the
I
fuck?
feel the autism kicking in.
Oh,
Yeah, that's Grey Goose, bro. We're sponsored by Grey Goose. No,
Really?
no, we're not.
Grey Goose and Uber Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as a
That's
vodka
a
company
combination.
sponsors us, then
Good night.
vodka.
Yeah,
Until then, fuck it.
yeah. Grey Goose and Uber Loop.
If they do sponsor us, we're gonna get a little kid pool, and we're gonna get some women in bikinis.
or just Grant.
Yeah. I'll wrestle him.
Whatever we gotta do.
Whatever we gotta do.
I don't even care. I'll take one for the
man.
team.
So Ian was saying he was at the Ren Fest. He went in full on head to toe green.
Yeah.
Did you get the taint with the green paint as well?
I worked it out, man.
You worked it out.
Yeah.
How'd it go? It
It went well. Actually, of all the Ren Fair trips, this one I would say I probably got the most attention at this one.
Oh, yeah.
This was.
Yeah, decidedly. Yeah. We couldn't walk more than about 10 feet without someone stopping for a picture.
Yeah, I
awesome.
took, and I'm not even exaggerating. I took 100 photos with people.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was stopped by everyone.
That had to be fun though.
It was. I mean, it was.
At one point, you're like, all right, I need to take a shit. They're waiting outside the stall. He's like,
you
"Sir,
signing
let me
autographs?
take a
Like
shit.
signing girls' boobs or something?
I wasn't signing autographs, but I took so many goddamn pictures, and like the cool thing was,
How many babies did you kiss?
I didn't
Yeah.
kiss anybody. I had so
How
many.
many babies did you throw?
There were
So many babies run from me.
there were a handful of scared children.
Oh fuck yeah!
He's like fee, fi, fo,
When I
fum.
came like lumbering through, like they were like, "What the fuck is this?" Because I was on a chain. I was being led on a chain. Like
Who is?
Sierra had the chain.
Okay, she had the chain. I was gonna say.
It wasn't
I thought
Eddie.
Eddie
It
had the
wasn't
chain.
Eddie with the
No.
chain.
It would have been funnier.
That could have been
Chain
good.
and a whip.
That could've been good.
You wouldn't have been at Renfest though. You would have been somewhere else.
Yeah.
We've seen worse at Ren Fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It gets pretty bad there, but it was fun. I mean, it was
Bro,
like,
I
for as many scared children, it was balanced out with people that got my costume wrong. Like I figured Lord of the Rings weekend, green, pointed ears, like tusks and an
Yeah,
underbite.
yeah.
I was like orc. You'd think
Right.
orc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got ogre. I got troll. I got Shrek.
A lot of Shrek.
A lot of
A lot of Shrek. A lot of Shrek.
Yeah. And like one woman was even corrected. It's
There
like,
was a Hulk as well.
There was a guy who said the Hulk, and I was like, dude, no. Like, no. Wrong fucking universe. Wrong universe.
Yo, but isn't it crazy like how subjective it is when people are looking at you? You're like, all right, here I am,
look, an
badass ogre.
Oh, look,
and
a
they're
troll.
like, yeah.
It's almost what level of nerd are you?
Yes.
Well, the one lady, it was like she was corrected. She's like, "Oh, look, it's Shrek," and like Sierra was like, "No, he's an orc," and like she's like, "I'm gonna call him Shrek," and I want to be like, "You're a fucking racist."
She's like wasted already. It's like 10 o'clock in the
there was a
morning.
lot of
She's
drunk-
eating fucking.
She's like, nope, you're Shrek.
The first drunk lady
Oh yeah.
came up and like
Bamboon leg or
took my
something.
axe.
Didn't say anything.
Walks
Just walked up and
drunk
took
as
the
fuck,
axe.
tits hanging out, takes my axe and starts like leaning on me. I'm like, what the fuck are you
You're
doing?
not gonna get it.
I'm an orc. Leave me alone.
I'm an orc. Aren't you supposed to be scared of me right now?
It was fun though, and it was probably the most interactive Ren Fair. I mean, the
Yeah.
king.
Yeah, we went up to
I begged for a cookie for the king. The king was like, "Does it do tricks?" And I begged for a cookie. I rolled over, played dead. Yeah. Dude, no, he had me roll over. He had me beg. He had me play dead. And then when he gave me a cookie, I screamed throughout the Ren Fair, "I have a cookie!" And people started cheering. It was the greatest fucking thing ever. So it was good.
Did the pickle guy try to interact with you?
No, the pickle guy gave a pickle to Sierra, but he was kind of like, "What the fuck is this?"
It
He's
was
like, finally somebody weirder than me
Yeah.
at the Red Fest.
it was the quietest pickle handover I've seen him ever ever do. He didn't say anything. He just handed it normal.
And made eye
was it.
contact with me the whole time.
You're like, challenge accepted, bitch.
Well, no, the whole time he's handing a pickle to Sierra, he's got this green thing with tusks staring at him. I didn't say a fucking word. I just stared at him in an underbite. Like,
Gangster sniffed him.
you would be surprised. You'd be surprised how uncomfortable people get when they make eye contact with you, and you make eye contact back with them with red eyes, and just follow them, like follow, and like they're like, what the fuck? Like the amount of side eye was unbelievable. It was like Jesus Christ, and the chain is what was the best part.
Yeah,
they're like, oh my god, an orc, and all of a sudden they'd be like, he's on a chain. It's like, no way.
Since the leash was going backwards and not in front, it would take an extra second. Like they're like, "Oh man, cool," and then they would walk past, and then there would be like what the fuck?
Yeah. The one guy on the way out when we were leaving, it blew his fucking mind. He like saw me. He was dressed as a Viking.
Yeah.
He like walks by me, sees like that he goes, I have so many questions.
It's gonna get interesting tonight.
This little girl dressed as an elf, leading this orc around on a chain. Like it was the fucking great. It was great. And I tell you what, the fucking paint was annoying as shit. It took forever to put on. Like the contacts hurt my eyes, but I can tell you with 100% certainty I will be back as an orc.
That's awesome.
Based on the reactions, and we had. I was just saying, like I was going around at one point, like being like Sofa Kingdom podcast. I was getting so much attention. I was like, this is fucking unbelievable.
That's when you gotta hand out
should have
cards.
handed out
Like,
cards, exactly.
bro.
Yeah, I told him he needs an
should've been like,
an emblem
I need an
to
emblem or
put
something.
right onto the chest piece he was wearing.
Yeah.
It was 100 photographs.
We
Like I
should've
literally
just-
took
we
100
should have just
photographs.
tattooed you.
It was
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, there was
should've.
one point where someone stopped for a picture, and then two people were like, "Can we get in? Can we get it?" And it,
It
turned
became
into
a 40-person picture.
yeah.
That's
it-
awesome.
I've never seen like I was like,
it
what the
was
fuck? They all gathered
absolutely
around
ridiculous.
us. I was like, okay, what the fuck? And I just didn't move. Like
Next
more
thing you got a
phones
thumb up
came
your
in, more
butt.
people came in. Before
That's
I know
when
it,
you know you killed it.
before I know it, all you could see was my head. I was like, fuck. Like I was surrounded by people. I was like, all right, this is.
You know what you got to do next time is like start swatting people to get to the front. Like,
Oh, we did not have a problem with walking. Like
No, people
got the
moved
fuck out of the way.
out of the way.
When they see an orc on a chain, they're like, "Get what the fuck is going on here?" They moved. They parted. It was like, "This is awesome."
It was
awesome.
fantastic.
That's
Ian just
awesome.
walked in front of us the whole time, and we just followed. It was
Yeah,
like
it was-
wherever
it
he
was
went, they just
perfect. It was
That's
absolutely
awesome, man.
perfect.
stepped out of the way.
that sounds like a great
Yeah,
time.
like from the
Let me see
moment
a
we
picture.
what?
Let me see a picture.
Oh yeah, this was me the whole time,
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
lumbering through the.
Oh
fucking
yeah.
thing. It was, I mean, when you see that walking at you, you're like, okay, I'm gonna move. Like, it was. We killed it. Like
That's
I
awesome.
think our group like was like. It was
That's
worth
what's
it.
up, man.
I'm definitely gonna recycle that costume.
There was a handful
you
of
have
people
to.
that were really properly done up, but we were probably the only group
Oh yeah.
that was all fully done up.
We looked like a party. Like we looked
Yeah.
like an RPG party.
Yeah.
Right, right.
In fact, that one girl was like, "Can we join your party?" And I was like, "Fucking, come on!" Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like, yeah,
Just join and follow.
yeah, we're going on a quest. Let's go. Like, it's,
No, you got to get jumped in.
Yeah. meet us at the bathroom. Like what? Yeah, no, you got to go.
that
into
was
the
another
bathroom.
adventure. That was another adventure going
What,
in the
going to
bathroom.
the bathroom?
Oh yeah. When the dude came, when I was waiting for the stall.
Did she follow you in, holding on to the
No,
chain?
no,
Like,
I
can't
carried-
let him
No,
go.
the chain was
No, I
outside
can't
the
let
She
him go.
door.
unhooked me so I could shit. It's the greatest thing ever. Like she unhooked me. I went to the bathroom and like the guy's face when he opened up the stall to come out and there's a fucking orc waiting to shit after him. He was like, I was like, I promise I didn't blow it up too bad, guys. Nobody wants to follow.
That guy's
orcs.
eating an all
I just
protein
released
diet
all the
right now.
13 children I ate last
Oh,
night.
dude, it was so good. It was such a
You
good.
should have screamed from inside the bathroom, like, "Oh my god!
But that's
I can't
dangerous.
believe this is happening."
It's already a test to go in a porta potty, especially it's not hot here, but I mean like when it's hot, like you don't
No,
want
when
to
it's
be
hot,
out there.
it's hot.
Well, the weather was good. It
And
was
the
clouded
poor
overcast,
man,
so.
the poor man that has to sit in that stall with you, right? Because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
still like what do you call those? Like a porta potty attendant?
Well,
Oh, yeah, he was-
they
yeah,
still
he
have
was
the
dressed up there. He
attendant.
was
They
there.
stand outside for the most part.
Surprisingly well ventilated bathroom. I don't remember it being bad. Yeah.
Well, it was a proper bathroom that was built in the park. It wasn't one of the porta potty,
yeah.
you know.
Oh, so it was like one of
after
those
Yeah.
trailer kind of deals.
No,
that they
this
do.
wasn't even a trailer
It
one.
was like a concrete building.
This was a
Like, yeah,
proper
it was-
concrete because
it was
it is
nice.
done at
Nice.
the
Oh,
at the
okay.
at
As
the
far
park.
as bathrooms at the Ren Fair go, it was not
was-
bad.
Yeah, there's
pretty
like
good.
3 actual bathrooms that it makes the trip a easier because you get a full stall.
Yeah.
So when you have like all your shit that you got to take off just to use the bathroom, it does work.
I can't recommend the Ren Fair enough to people that don't go.
I've never went.
If you're thinking about not, well,
I think I went once, but I walked through there.
Yeah.
I was mountain biking.
Oh, you got to
trail.
come
Yeah.
along.
Yeah,
It's
it's
good
fun.
time.
To you or anybody else that hasn't gone or you're thinking about going, you don't have to dress up.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a surprising amount of people now, I feel like, do. Like,
Yes.
I feel it's more people dressed up than not.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And
at this point, it really is.
It's such
Yeah.
a fun way to spend your
Yeah.
day because, like, literally, you're going, you're looking at cool things you can buy, like you're drinking and you're dressed up. It's like Halloween midway for people.
And
that
the reality
can't wait
is,
for Halloween. Like,
the more you're dressed up, the more they interact with you based as your character. So
Yes.
when we
Yeah.
went to the King, and he's interacting with everybody actually based on what they're wearing and,
Right,
and what
right.
they look like, which is
Yeah.
far more entertaining than if you, I mean, it's still entertaining if you just dress normally, but if you really go on with a proper outfit, everybody addresses you as such.
yes.
Right.
Yeah, it was good. And like when we encountered the Witch King of Angmar, it
Yes.
was great. It was fucking great. Because I'm an orc, he's the Witch King of Angmar. I was like, I haven't seen you since Angmar. Like, we started like fist bumping and hugging. It was great. It was a great time.
There was a solid 2 people with full plate. One dude, we saw him like 7 times. He was
Yeah.
just walking
He was
laps.
doing laps in
in
full armor.
full plate.
It's like, bro, what are you trying to do? Cut
Dude,
weight?
my
Like,
friend used to make, what is that, chainmail?
Chainmail.
over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd sit on the couch and make chainmail, and he'd go to these like.
It's so hard. Don't you have to like
things.
weave it together?
Dude,
You know
yeah,
what?
and he'd
Yeah.
clamp it with.
It's
like, he
rings
had
and you gotta
everything
clamp them
rings, and
together.
just kept going.
It's a labor of love for sure. Like if you enjoy doing like that crafty kind of stuff to build something like that and
Yep.
then wear it, you're like, all right, now I'm
Yeah.
proud of this thing that I
See,
have
that's
put
why.
together.
Yeah, that's why God bless my girlfriend because she's so crafty with like putting together face paint and shit like that, and like the sewing and all the details. I am not crafty. I have a vision in my head. Like I was like, I want to go as an orc.
Yep.
But I have no fucking idea.
Right.
How to look like an orc other than be green.
Don't feel bad.
And some of
And
it,
she's like, I have the glue for your ear prosthetics.
Right.
And like, God bless her, I was like, there's no way this is gonna stay on. Like when I first glued it and stuck it on the tip of my ear, I was like, the first strong wind.
it
It's gonna
stayed for the
come
whole
off.
day.
I had to tear them fucking things off at the end of the day. I could have fought a 12-round fight, and those ears would have still been on my head.
She
I was
probably
like,
put a little crazy glue in there. Like, it's all right.
I had to rip them off my ears.
But some of it you don't notice until like you're an hour in. Like, oh man, I need to set my hood so it doesn't keep flopping all the way
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
My dagger I had on my leg. The holster that was on was good, but after an hour, it started kind of getting
Rubbing.
loose,
Yeah.
and I had to kind of almost like
Some of the
keep
photos,
putting it into place so it would stay up.
your hood in some of the professional photos looked so ominous because
Yes.
like the way the guy shot it, like with
Yeah.
the lighting, you can only see like Ed's nose and you can't see up.
That's pretty
So
cool.
he's like concealed within his hood. I was like, dude, that guy, fuck that guy. That creepy dude on the end. Like it worked out. Like our party was so well balanced, it just
Yeah.
it worked
We,
out.
I mean-
we were on a couple of the little photos. If you go to the Ren Fest
Yeah.
actual
Nice.
page that they
Yeah.
pop up,
Nice. That's what's up.
which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that-
Grant, since you haven't gone, if you had to make a costume, what would
What are
it
you
be?
gonna go as? Because we're
I don't
going.
know,
would-
man,
what would you
because
go
like,
as?
I remember that comedy where they did the real live active
LARP,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
or whatever.
LARPing, yeah,
and
live
I was
action
like,
role play.
I was totally thinking about like dressing up like Kiss, like the little black kid.
There
I
was
like,
there
fuck
was
it,
a person dressed as
smash some
Kiss
beer
yesterday.
cans, make a
People
chest.
would get it and they would love it.
Listen,
Yeah.
to be
there is-
honest.
no matter what the theme is, every week I go, there is always a fucking Batman.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. It could be Time Travelers Weekend, Lord of the
There's
Rings,
always a
Vikings.
Batman. Yep.
There is Batman. He is iconic.
You have me for Halloween. Like I'm last to think of a costume, and I'm grabbing a garbage bag,
Yeah.
Yeah.
ripping a hole in it, calling myself a bum. Next thing you know,
I'm
slaying,
surprised.
You can, and you
slaying
can.
a, slaying a
surprised
Mexican blanket and calling
I didn't
myself
see any
30
Deadpool this
Sanchez.
year.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care.
Yeah, Nick,
I didn't see a Deadpool, but I saw the guy with like the robot mask and this like the cybernetic samurai
Yes.
that said,
Yeah.
"Sorry, took the wrong portal."
Yeah.
He had a sign on his chest. He's like, "Sorry, took the wrong portal." I was like, "Dude,
That's
I
pretty
respect
cool.
that."
That's awesome. Yeah,
I was
why
like, "You
not?
don't fit the theme at all, but
Yeah.
fuck it." Like,
He's
he
like,
said,
"Yeah,
"Sorry,
I'm
I took
in.
the wrong portal."
But if you
Yeah.
come in dressed as Kiss, if you got the proper face paint, people are going to
Welcome.
still be like, fucking good.
Good.
You know
Yeah.
what I haven't seen enough of, which is an easy costume to pull off, is Star Trek. Like you show up in like the 1980s, like
Yeah.
just like a group with just like, oh fuck, we're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Well, Klingons are kind of space orcs.
Yes.
I mean, they'd be
They
welcome.
are.
They would
They
be
are.
welcome. They would be welcome.
I was trying to talk Ian into
Worf?
the Musketeer for next year.
Bro,
Listen.
I thought
I'm
about
gonna-
Ed
the
made a really
Princess
good
Bride.
point.
I was thinking about when I was.
We
gonna
did
go
see him.
before.
Wesley
I was
was
gonna do it.
there.
Wesley was there,
And he did
a
it.
terrible.
He
Wesley.
didn't. For all of us screaming his name, the motherfucker
I'm
didn't
dressed
even
as an
turn,
orc,
and
I'm
he's
like,
10 feet away.
Wesley, and he's not turning. I'm like, you fucking suck at your
straight
character.
up
So if you were
suit
walking
pirate,
around with the
I was like,
princess
yeah.
yesterday, dressed as Wesley,
You're
fuck
garbage.
you.
Fuck you.
no.
Come
Garbage.
I'm not rolling with the princess. I'm just going straight stag. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it comes down.
You'll find a princess there.
I mean,
Don't
well,
worry.
I
maybe
mean, you would
not,
make
but-
what was the midget in The Princess Bride?
Oh, the guy wears.
Inconceivable.
I don't think he was a midget. He was just a tiny guy. Asshole. Like,
What? That
Yeah.
was Bill,
That motherfucker was a midget.
But-
He was a normal
But wait, he was a
stature,
normal
almost.
sized midget.
Who was the actor that played that? It was Billy Crystal, I think, right?
No.
Billy
Billy
Crystal played
Crystal-
the medicine man.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the one I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
He played the medicine
Yes.
man. I'm talking about the guy that rolled with Andre the
little
Giant.
bald guy.
I know who he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
I can't think of
I
his
can't
name.
think of his name either. He's a great character actor.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
great character player.
Oh, damn it.
But
he's on
We'll get
Young
in. We'll-
Sheldon as well.
we'll get
I'm
in
gonna
there.
look it
We'll
up.
get in
But
there.
the fair this year has been, I mean, the most amounts of people that I've
the weather's
seen.
been good.
Viking weekend was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many people. When I say there was like over 1,000 people there, it was insane.
It was
insane.
almost
And 70% in costume.
yes, especially for the Viking. The Viking is super popular
It is.
this year.
I think based on what I've seen, it's the most popular weekend.
yeah, it's. I'd
I was
expect
only
the same for
I
next year.
was only guaranteed to go for 2, but I know next weekend's Pirate Weekend.
This
And
guy
then-
right here.
Yeah. My brother is going to be in town.
My brother's gonna be in town too.
for not for next weekend, but for the last weekend of March. My brother's flying in.
Nice.
And I was thinking it's supposed to be like ferry weekend or something. I might go.
That's
I
a
might,
ferry?
Well, no, maybe.
Dude, my brother.
I mean, you don't have to do much.
My brother wouldn't have to dress up.
my brother would put on
there
this
you go.
Halloween stuff.
That's your first costume, fairy.
What do you mean, fairy? I'm down. Whatever. Fuck it.
Bro,
I know
if
you
you,
just wear
if
some
you go as a
spats.
ferry,
I'll go as
we'll
a
go
ferry.
as a group of
Listen,
fairies.
no, we
Yeah.
will not.
Yes,
What
you
the
will.
fuck is wrong with
Fucking
you?
join
No, we
in.
will not.
Yes,
Put
you
some
will.
glitter on your face.
I will go in this, a fairy assassin, if anything.
Yeah, right. You're like Black Fairy.
I want to see you go as a black
Wait
fairy.
a second. Why I gotta be Black Fairy?
You're
Explain
evil.
yourself.
Just saying.
I see the evil side of you just about every Monday and Wednesday.
It works
Yeah,
the same
true,
way
that's
as elves. The evil ones are darker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the way it goes. I'm
And
sorry,
why is that?
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, it
Hey.
just is.
Blame Tolkien.
Because you're dead inside, and we see this.
It's statistics, Nelson.
yeah,
based on
let's see these
facts.
statistics. Oh shit!
I
God.
should
No,
stop
that's the
talking.
great time to break out the Star Trek outfits right there.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
for Fairy Weekend.
I've seen them
I
before.
may-
Just walk up to people like, "Yep,
Listen,
definitely a fairy."
I may go again. I'm just saying. Pirate weekend's next weekend. Pirate's not hard to do.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, no,
I may.
I got-
I'm definitely going one more time. Probably.
No,
before
I
the
got a
season's
full
over.
pirate
Nice.
setup I haven't gone with yet.
I can. Put
It's
one
not.
together.
It's not difficult to do a
No, they're
pirate.
pretty easy to put
a loose,
together.
a loose shirt,
Loose
Captain
pants.
Morgan.
pirate pants,
Yeah.
and boots. That's
Captain,
it.
Captain
You got the
Morgan.
long hair, man. Get down.
Yarr.
Yeah.
I think I might do that. I might go as a pirate, like maybe next weekend. And when Shay comes to town, he's like, first of all, Shay, it's like he's been my brother my whole fucking life. And the guy asked me, "We're not going to the club or anything when I come down." Do you fucking know me?
I wouldn't go
I
to a
am
fucking
37 years
Right,
old. I
yeah.
am going nowhere near.
There
a
is
club.
no club life.
I have no desire to
for
see
sure.
those people.
The club.
Dude,
the-
I went actually a couple weeks ago. My neighbor
God
talked
bless
me
you.
out. I went to some place in Delray, and I'm just looking at it. And it was like a social
Probably
science experiment.
social, something
Yeah,
social.
throw
Yeah,
social.
throw social.
Dude, it was
Jesus.
just like. It,
And you're just
yeah,
like,
no, and
Jesus
I'm just
Christ.
like looking at it. I'm like, all the people, the way that they're interacting. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
You've grown
to
out of
society?
it.
Yeah.
You've grown out
the
of it.
club
I'm so
scene-
glad I'm here paying $15
The club
a
scene in
drink.
South Florida is fucking atrocious.
You're just
Yeah.
waiting to
Especially
mush
Miami.
somebody's face. And it's
Miami,
like,
Miami
Yeah.
is like, dude, fuck no.
Yeah.
And I've gone out in Miami with like girlfriends who've been in town, and I've been in like VIP, like I've been there with like Miami Dolphins players and shit. Like,
Still
hate
terrible.
it.
Still
Dude,
terrible.
still fucking hate it. So it doesn't matter if I'm behind the red rope and I'm with the. I fucking hate it. I'm like
don't
this.
blame
I don't.
you.
I'd rather be home playing video games. I
So,
hate
I
this
can
shit.
remember
went
the
up in
last
Miami.
time I went to a club. I was in Pennsylvania, like
Oh, that's
Last
High
time I went to
school?
a real
Wolf.
club was
High
the tunnel
school?
in New York City.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
was it? No,
and
it
that was all my friends were like into
it was-
raves and shit.
oh.
And I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
it was just, it's a different
Was
animal.
Russell-
it's been a long
I
time.
have not done
Russell
that.
and Henry was with
that's
us.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Not good.
I'm not a fan.
Not good.
That's
no.
something what Grant just said. A rave. I haven't done that yet.
Don't
And
do
I have a
that.
couple
No, man.
friends that
Okay.
are rave rats. Shout out
Yeah.
to my friend Allie Bradley and my friend Emma that are
Candy,
rave rats.
Yeah.
candy ravers and all
And
that.
I want to do it. Like I would actually put on an outfit. I would
Django
go with
jeans?
them.
Django
Dude,
jeans?
Yo, no, UFOs.
UFOs. Yo, do you remember those? They had like little book
If
bags.
I
and
get
everything.
You need the reflectors on the side.
Dude,
Oh,
I'll wear a fucking bright
You're
green
like sitting there with the
mankini.
fucking lights, throwing your hands around.
I'll wear it.
You have
I got
the
hot
suit.
chicks with me. It's fine.
You have the
mankini.
bodysuit.
Oh, I do. I do have the body.
Wait, so you want to show up like Borat in the full wrestling
Yes.
suit?
Yes.
Listen,
You have to grow up.
Do not
like-
trick me, Gypsy.
Oh wait, can you grow a mustache?
I can't. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at
Just
all.
grow one of those little porn stashes. You know what I
I
mean?
can't.
The funniest shit is watching these people. I was at the tunnel and I was just remember like watching people spray Vicks vapor rub in front of them and they're like doing this weird, like fucking dumb face. And you're just like, what's going on? Then some dude's asking me for a light on his cigarette. And I'm like, bro, where was your cigarette? It's fucking soaking wet. And it was dipped in formaldehyde or something. It was dippies. And I'm just like,
Angel dust.
people are trying to rob you in this place. It's
Yeah.
like, it's just interesting. New York City is interesting.
Yo, when I was in Pennsylvania, there was one instance where we had to get a guy off of a roof because he was on angel dust.
Oh,
Tell him to jump.
Yeah.
Well, that was the problem. That was the problem.
You can fly.
He's trying to jump.
You can fly.
Let's do it.
I'm that guy.
Here's
You
the
guys
thing.
are trying to talk him off the ledge. I'm down below going, fucking jump.
He's doing his best Red
triple
Bull
dog
impression,
dare you.
Yeah.
and you're just like, go ahead, jump.
Do a flip.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It was basically like a trailer home. So if you jumped, he would have split his
lit.
leg.
You should have put a table
You
down.
100% should have made him
Oh,
jump.
you should have put a table down and
Yeah.
go for it.
Belly flop.
Yeah. Spend the night in the ER, you dumb fuck. Come on.
No,
Spice
don't
it
if I'm
up.
on shift.
Yeah, yes. Spice it up. Put a table there. Like, come on, bro.
Come on.
People's elbow.
I'll drive you myself. Let's go.
You're like,
You gotta
don't
learn.
got the
You gotta
balls.
learn.
You just
Have you-
fucking clown.
Oh, yeah.
The funniest thing that I have seen with regards to that is a friend of ours in Pennsylvania. He locked the keys in his car, and he decides it's snowing out. There's ice on the floor. Everything. He's like, I'm gonna kick this window in and get in there. He's
never
like,
a good
fuck
idea.
that.
Oh, no.
So he tried to jump up and do like a double jump kick to
Oh,
the window.
even better.
Yeah.
When he hit the floor, he slipped.
And the
knocked
window
himself
never
out,
broke.
Unconscious. Window never broke. Knocked himself out unconscious.
Weakest shit ever.
Yo,
Weakest shit ever.
we used to do some dumb
Oh
shit
my
growing
God.
up, and my friend wanted this wing off of a, I think it was a Mitsubishi 3000 VR4.
Was it like a B-52 wing? Like the
It was
big one?
huge. It was the big one. So he's like, the car was crashed or something.
I
He's
love
like,
it.
yo, let's go steal this. I'm like, you really? And he's like, yeah, we're throwing fucking cinder blocks at the window, and the window's not breaking.
Holy fuck.
Like the cobblestones, the big, like the
Yeah,
ones that
yeah,
are
They
still
don't
on the
build them
ground.
like they used to.
No,
Yeah.
they do
They
not.
don't build them like
And
they
I'm
used to.
like, and then like we thought we were good. We were smashing on this thing, and no alarm goes off. The second that the trunk releases, the alarm goes off, and it's like you're like walking around like doing the fucking robot trying to find someplace to fucking run to. It was just, you do dumb shit when you're a kid.
Yeah, we
but-
got away with
absolutely.
doing some stupid shit when we were kids.
I
that-
still do dumb shit as an adult. I
I jumped out of a moving car knowing I couldn't run it out.
Yeah.
Wow. How fast are you going?
40.
Oh, hell no.
Holy shit.
And there was snow on the ground, but
Tuck
my
and
hands,
roll, sir, tuck
dude,
and
my
roll.
hands were like,
I was
they get
about
that
to
numb
say,
burn.
how the fuck are you here?
And as I jumped out, I giggled because I knew it wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
And then my friend that was driving, it was his little brother. He's like, "Don't do it!" And I'm like, I was like,
I was about to
fucked up
say.
a pair of
They
Air
would
Maxes.
set the bulletin boards on fire in our high school.
That's what's up.
Just so that everybody would be
Respect.
forced to go outside and then skip school.
Yep. What we would do on snow days off is there was an old movie theater in our town in York, and it was by the Queensgate Shopping Center. And what we would do in this empty parking lot, because no one went to this movie theater, is they'd have their Jeeps. We'd tie a rope to the back of like the hitch on the back of the Jeep, and you'd lay on the ground, hang onto the rope, and the Jeep would pull you and start doing circles. And so you'd be like a clock.
You were on the snow, or you on like a McDonald's truck?
Snow, and you'd be in your snow outfit or whatever, but you'd be like a wide clock hand swinging through the parking lot. Problem is, there were piles of snow sometimes that you didn't know what the fuck was in the
They were
pile.
death cookies.
I'll never forget this one fucking kid. I mean, he was getting whipped by this Jeep. I mean, he was probably doing 25, 30, sliding across the ground, and he hit this pile of snow, parking block.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Crushed.
shit.
So this kid
Fuck.
went from like sliding on his side, like on the ground, hanging onto this
To a
rope,
broken
to,
hip.
to just boom, and then all of a sudden there was like a crunch. The rope kept going. This kid's like, I was like, I was like, oh, the whole side of him. I was like, oh, he's mashed up. Mashed up. I'm like, dude, that's just some rib fractures. That cartilage is definitely torn.
We used to do the same shit,
fuck.
but like I was heavy into like, snowboarding and skateboarding.
Yeah.
So we'd get as much snow as we could, and we'd build these 2 kickers, like a kicker and a landing. Then you had another dude that was welding up handrails, and we'd tow in with the snowboards. At like 40, and you just, we
don't have that ingenuity today.
We'd session out on this stuff, but like, as the week went on, like the snow would melt, and you'd see sparks coming up the metal rail of the thing, and then like people just leaving half of their skin on the fucking asphalt. It was mayhem.
Fucked up.
Yeah, that's what you do.
There was one time we had a little ramp. We had some crates, and we're doing inline skating. We're jumping over them. We're doing
the
ramps.
no crate challenge.
Yo, bro, it was so much fun. And as I'm going home, it was in Pennsylvania, downhill, I hit a twig.
Oh no!
Flew and fractured my fucking wrist. I'm like, for 2 hours, we're jumping, we're hitting ramps, and everything is great. And a little fucking twig takes me out, and I had the wrist guard on too. Like, oh, I'll be fine. I get home, I take off the wrist guard. I'm like, fuck, my arm is swelling. I'm like, and the doctors, they're not great. You go to see a doctor, they're like, yeah, it would probably have been better if you broke it. I'm like, thanks, dick.
Yeah. Well,
like I would have aimed for breaking my wrist next time.
He's like, what are you, a little bitch?
Yeah.
Hit a bigger ramp next time.
Yeah. We did good with the ramp.
My daughter goes harder than you.
When I was like, what took me out? Like, because I felt that I went down with like a fucking twig.
It's called
like
a
this.
bastard stone.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I was so mad. I was so fucking mad.
That's the way it was with dirt jumping.
But then
you build like dirt jumps with your BMX bike, and like they were.
You got to commit. I fucked
they were
myself up
compromised.
plenty of
They were
times.
compromised.
Yeah.
Sometimes you didn't get that angle right.
I ran my brother over once.
Come down, you fucking case the shit out of it, and then you're going over the handlebars. Like, it's like,
it's
you're
always got to be
going
the first person to try it out. It's
learn
like,
to break fall.
Like, there's always that one. They're like, he'll fucking jump anything.
Yeah, we used to build trails.
And then he cases the fucking landing with the front tire. He came up too short and fucking just eats it.
We
Oh,
would
yeah, you're
build
gonna break
trails
something. You're gonna break something.
in Pennsylvania, and eventually
That's 'cause the
you
dirt's
build the
good
ramp,
up there.
and somebody has to be the first guinea pig.
Yeah.
You
So
have
it's
to test
either
it.
do we send somebody without a landing so we
was
know
it.
where to put the landing,
I
or
was
do we
it.
build a landing and let somebody go and they might fucking miss the whole thing or case the top, roll it, land on. I mean, we had someone, Jack.
The math ain't
He
math.
he was a bit of the sucker.
The jackass of the group.
And he went first, and he always had a bike that was cobbled together as best as it could be.
A monster garage.
An old Schwinn or
Just
Huffy
some
just like
duct
patched
tape.
It was
up.
like
Some hot glue
Frankenstein
gun.
of bikes.
There was one time where he went to pull a wheelie, and the bars ripped off because the bolt came out, and then the front fork with the wheel left, and all he could do was eat shit as the head tube hit the ground, and he just rolled onto his
Yeah,
face.
you gotta hope. You just hope you can protect your nuts at that point. Like, fuck.
You remember like when you were a kid and you're like on your bike and you're trying to show off in front of the girls and you're like, yo, check this shit out. Well, one time I was hitting the trail, like we had a track and I'd hit it every day, and I'm like, these girls came walking through our trail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this up.
Yeah.
So I threw an X up and looked back at him, but when I turned back around, there was the fucking tree. Head knee. You heard the bike never hit the tree, and my friend heard it from across our track. He's like, yo, your bike smashed. I was like, no, I had a fucking knot on my head, and my knee was like 3 weeks out. I couldn't fucking do nothing. And the girls just like, they never impressed him.
No,
they were
they're
like, you're a fucking idiot.
Way to go, pussy.
No, I landed.
You're
flat.
laying in the woods.
It
Like,
would have been better if you landed it, asshole.
You like look like Stephen Hawking.
I would have sucked your dick if you landed it.
We had
Now you can't put a thumb up my butthole.
we had a 4-foot kicker that we had in front of Chris's house that we had just built. No one else was willing to run it but me at the time. And of course, people were walking down the block, so it's like, oh, now's the time to give it a little extra oomph. I've never hit a 4-foot kicker, so I'm still getting the feel for it. We're like, let's go. And I'm in the air, and I'm slowly going backwards. Like this is not going to come down well. And
this
it's
is
just
on a bicycle, right?
This is on a bike.
So you can't even correct it with gas
No,
or
you
brake
can't.
like a dirt bike.
It's just all back and kick the bike away to not get hit in the face.
Oh,
We should
That's
do-
all you can do. You just I'm like
yeah.
at least let me hit the landing so I'm at an angle and it's not
Slide
the
on your
pavement and just oh, okay, kick the bike away, get up, like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. We're all right.
We used to practice. We used to do lake jumping. We'd bring a kicker and like you'd tie like a soda bottle to the bike, and that's how you practice.
That's how you find
Yeah,
it.
because you didn't have airbags back then.
Well,
you know.
one year we had gotten our first basketball hoop in the backyard.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Brooklyn.
yeah.
And for a while we were the poor kids, so we used like the crate on the tree and
Yeah.
like
Nothing
trying
wrong
to get
with
a swisher in that bad boy. Not fucking happening, right?
Well, at one point, we got past the crate. We had the rim.
Yes.
But there was no backboard.
No,
So
we
then
had
you
a
guys
tree.
stole
and
a piece of
rim.
plywood.
And since it was on the tree, it would sat at whatever angle we put it on, and it kept ripping out of the
Yeah.
fucking tree.
So we finally got a basketball hoop, like an actual one. And we're doing a slam dunk contest. And my friend Vinny decides he's going to do a slam dunk off of the bicycle. So he's going to stand on the bike and go for the dunk. So as soon as
And there was no cameras back then, so
Bro.
it really made no difference.
So as soon as he stood up, the,
Unnecessary.
the handlebars take a sharp right. Oof. And he just slammed into the pole. Bang! Breaks his nose. Right there. Boy, dude.
I watched the
The
kid.
handlebars went. We just like, oh no.
I watched the kid get impaled by a set of handlebars when I was younger.
Oh, that's where I was going with
Sucks.
Jack hitting the ramp that we had built. He went up and he lost control of the bars and he landed, the bar and the wheel sideways.
And that rubber on the handle slid.
onto
There was
his,
no rubber because they never
onto
replaced
his
the
hip.
grips. This was BMX though, racing
Oh, yeah.
BMX,
Fuck.
and that was illegal.
Yeah.
You had to have
I think
buttons.
BMX world, we all know somebody that got impaled.
Dude,
by
I
handlebars.
knew a kid that blew his fucking rear molars out on a half pipe.
Fuck that.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I seen a kid lose all his teeth to a puck to the mouth.
yeah,
That's
Alex.
right. Yeah.
We were playing hockey.
He had
we were
the
playing
fancy
street
ass
hockey.
helmet and he refused to wear it.
Yep, and he took a slap shot in the mouth, and I mean, like, he fell to his knees, and it was just like crumble, crumble, crumble. We were like, fuck.
The few teeth he had were sticking through his lip because
Yep.
it just impaled it.
Because we had-
That's an expensive dental bill.
Yeah, because we
Oh,
had
yeah.
the
yeah, but his
pucks.
parents paid for it.
So it was like a regular hockey puck,
God
like
bless
those heavy rubber pucks, but it had 3 balls.
Yeah,
in it
I know
for
which one you're
street
talking
hockey,
about.
Yep.
So that it would travel like an ice puck. He caught
And
that
never
bitch in the
fucking
mouth.
worked
We were
correctly.
like,
Yeah.
after that, everybody was like, face cage. Shit ain't happening to me, bro.
He never showed up without that helmet after that.
No, and can you blame him?
Nope.
I mean, there was a time we got into a fight with these older men. So we're playing hockey and
Beer league?
Yeah, and we're playing street hockey and we're fucking destroying them. And I'm talking shit like a madman. And I realized at one point I'm like 90 pounds soaking wet, 0 jujitsu in my repertoire. And
Just
these
young,
men,
just young and
Yeah,
Puerto
but you
Rican.
gotta
these
stick. You're like,
25
fuck it, let's go.
these 25, 30-year-old men are getting mad, right?
They had a proper line sitting in the bench because we're playing at the park, so we're actually on the baseball diamond.
Yep.
So they had the benches for like if you had enough people where they could sit and sub out people.
Yep.
They were a proper crew of people out there ready to
Wait,
practice.
and they were all adults at 40, and you guys
And
were like
then we were-
16?
we
And
were the
we're
kids.
fucking wrecking them.
We were the kids that we showed up until they were kicking us out of the park because it's too dark to see the puck. And yeah, they were not having a good
And
day.
at that time, like this was when I was playing hockey, like I was doing jujitsu. I would spend hours wrist shotting into a tire from across the yard. Bing, bing. So we're fucking wrecking them like 10-1. Like bing. Every time I get the puck, they had to like tag team me, and I'm like Wayne Gretzky in this bitch.
Yeah.
Bing, you know. So at one point we're like, fuck, these guys are gonna fuck us up. So we had to legitimately, like in between the break, like I can hear them talking like, we're gonna fuck these kids up for no reason, right? We hit them with sticks, like wham, and then just took off.
Glenn was
Nelson,
fucked up.
Guys, bang, let's go.
Nelson fails to mention in this, I played goalie. I had a lot of pads and a lot of weight that I had to move when it's time
Yo,
to
Ian,
leave.
Ian, no looking back.
Yeah.
No looking back at all. I'm like, if you don't make it, sorry, bro.
So,
What a dick.
so Nelson,
We used to play so much. We got invited to play with. It was in an airport.
Yeah.
where they had a whole proper field set up. Some rich guy.
It was an air hangar.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Eddie was the goalie. I scored like 2 goals. I'm like 15 at the time, playing again with full grown men, but like I was a fucking G Eddie fucking let go maybe one goal all night. Like we're playing against guys that are hitting like fucking animals. But I was like, yo, it was a lot of fun. I really liked hockey when I played it.
It was a good time.
Glenn played a lot. I played with him. We played indoor roller puck, and I remember we signed up for a team. We knew nobody. It was the Dragons. They sucked fucking utter dick. So you're like this. You're like, we show up. Glenn and I are decent, and I'm like, I go, what's the goalie's name? I'm like, what's his name? He's like, her name is Rachel. I'm like, this bitch looks like a dude. And I'm like, whatever.
We had one of those.
So,
And this is pre like he, him, her.
yeah,
they.
dude, this was like, you know, we're
So
like,
she was an actual chick.
dude,
that looked
she
like
get
a dude.
bent
Yeah,
and
yeah.
start fucking hitting shit, and you're just like, whatever, bro. So
Was she Shrek or an ogre?
yeah, she was an ogre. So anyway, but we played like that, and then Glenn continued to play. I'd do games and street hockey games, but Glenn started playing a lot more, and they picked up beer leagues. But he was always fighting with people, and he fucking took out a ref. So some dude slashed him. He goes to go back. He hit this dude in the head, and the dude was just laying out, bleeding out. And Glenn got kicked out. He would get kicked out of every place he joined.
Hockey was an elegant sport, but it was also a brutal sport.
Yeah.
Like you can, like at me, like legitimately, I was like 90 pounds. So I was so fast that I can hit a bigger guy and knock him down. But I just ran circles around them. But my problem always became my mouth. I couldn't keep my mouth fucking shut.
Well, thankfully, you grew out of that.
Yeah, right. You're like, the best part of you went dripping down the side of your mother's ass crack.
So motherfuckers wanted to just like tag team. I'm like, I don't even have the puck. Bang! I'm just like why the fuck am I laid out?
I can't relate to them at all.
Like, shut the fuck up.
And as you're laying there, you're like, I got one more left in me.
Your mom sucks dick. And it's fucking full
Your
out.
mother's got a wooden leg with a kickstand.
But hockey was a great sport, man. I think that's how I got most of my lumps, though. Growing up was hockey. Played a lot of football, but hockey was just the shit, man. And it was because of the one and only Mighty Ducks movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love the Mighty Ducks, but the second one was the best.
Yeah.
Where they played Iceland. Oh,
It brought
The
everybody.
cowboy kid, he's like, yeehaw, boys.
yep. Emilio Estevez, Bash Brothers. Yep. That's good shit.
That's where the Good Burger guys got started, right? Or at least one of them.
I thought the Good
I thought
Burger.
they were from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, they were all
No, they
that.
were on Nickelodeon.
They were all that.
Yeah.
All that, yeah.
Well, that's where one of them continued a career while the other one disappeared into obscurity.
Yeah, he
He did
disappeared. The other one guy's on SNL. The other guy's
Is still
gone.
wearing that hat and working at an actual.
He's waiting for another good burger. That's what he's
Yeah.
waiting for.
He'll come
They're
back.
actually doing one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they? So we'll see him again?
That's what a good friend does. They come back for you and they're like, all right, we'll do one more good
got
burger
you.
so that you can make you can pay your
You
bills.
find him under a bridge.
Because like when you look
scratching
at
his
The
neck.
hand comes out of the water.
it's like when you look at the other group, Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Yo, they just did a what is it, movie burger or whatever? They set up like
A boobies. Yeah.
So Jay and Silent Bob, like you got Silent Bob, the what's his
Kevin
name?
Smith.
Kevin Smith, who went on to directing and doing all these things, and Jason Mewes, who was like kind of like the weed funny sidekick, just kind of
Chills.
is so grateful that he has Kevin Smith as a friend.
He
It's
lives
like
off
Batman
Who
and
takes
Robin.
care of him. He's like, I'll open a comic book store, you run it. I'll open a movie business, you run it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, and good
But that's
for
his
Kevin
dog.
Smith.
He can trust him.
Yeah, but
good for
you know
Kevin
what?
Smith,
And he does actually give him the credit for that too. So which is like he lets people know, no, I'm not here without him.
Yeah.
He's
No.
the one that keeps bringing me on and keeping me employed. But he actually did direct a movie I think
Yeah.
recently. But he's done some indie stuff. But
They're-
yeah, it's
Yeah,
Did they
they're good
release the
people
new
like
Clerks?
that.
he's kept all
They
his
did.
he keeps
I
all
didn't
his
see it.
I
friends
didn't see it
employed
either.
I wanna
essentially.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler does the same thing. Like
Yeah.
that's another guy who's like, if
Bro,
you
Adam
were
Sandler has a
Sandler's
whole
friend,
entourage of dudes that
I'd
follow
bring
him.
all
they
my
go-
dogs with me
they
if I
go
had it.
with him
I'd be like, let's go.
It's fucking dope. It's and you know what? Look,
They
what's the-
constantly reappear in his movies.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the point
Every
in
one of
having the
them.
money if you're not gonna like take your fucking good friends along
Actually,
and fucking chill?
I
and
just
have a
thought
good
of
time?
something. Glenn's mother's uncle or cousin or something. He was like he was involved with Adam Sandler in the directing of those movies.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the two that are legendary are Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
Yeah,
They're
Happy
like the-
Gilmore,
Yeah.
Billy Madison.
They're
Okay,
like-
hold on. Number 3, Waterboy.
You think?
Yeah. What else? What was you gonna say? Little Nicky.
I love Little Nicky.
It's
I watched it again to this receive. It was
minute.
fucking stupid as it was when I saw it the first time. It is, and I love it.
It's
The whole
interesting.
deep
What was
south
the
to it.
one where later on he finds his kid or something?
And
he
Daddy's
had-
Boy?
Big Daddy.
Yeah, no, not Big Daddy. The one where they tattooed like NSYNC or some shit on his back when he was a kid. Like, you know.
Oh, it's not Mr. Deeds.
No, Mr. Deeds was pretty funny too. But
Grown Ups.
no, not Grown Ups.
okay.
That was good too. But no, it was the same guy. Like that was like
All right, so he's got.
He did,
I'm going through his list
That's
here.
Grandma's Boy.
no.
I'm surprised he hasn't done another Happy Gilmore.
He played
Yeah.
the son. He
I
played.
mean, it's,
You got to leave it alone. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
It was a classic.
He does a good job of that too, and not.
That's my
Yeah.
boy.
yeah, that's my boy. That was pretty. That was pretty ridiculous.
He did. Don't
was
forget.
funny.
Don't
I'm on
mess
a
with
boat.
the Zohan. Was
Yeah.
That was
fucking
funny, too.
great.
It was.
Don't mess with the Zohan. He's got Chuck and Larry.
Yep.
Chuck and Larry was great.
and Larry was
The
good, too.
Longest Yard.
Longest
That was
Yard's a
good.
good one.
50 First Dates.
That's
That
a
was
one.
good too.
The one
He-
scene in 50 First Dates where the guy keeps beating him with the bat. Was,
That's a
one of the
rela-
best-
relationship
She's
I
like,
had in my
"No,
life."
He deserves it. He's like, oh, fuck. That was a great movie. Mr. Deeds.
Yep.
Man, he's got a lot of classics.
Yeah, he
Little
does.
Deuce Bigelow, Male
Male
Gigolo.
Gigolo.
That was good too.
Big Daddy. The Wedding Singer.
Oh, dude, that's
That was
it.
great.
That's
Fucking-
the third one.
Wedding
That's the
Singer
third,
was
yeah.
great.
He did a lot, man.
yeah,
he
he
did
really-
a whole lot.
Yep.
He's had a pretty
When he
fucking
sings that fucking
fantastic career.
song, "Somebody Kill Me, Please." Oh my fucking god.
Oh, Anger Management.
Anger Management.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the worst movie of all time, Spanglish.
Oh yeah, that's a bad one.
That one and Punch Drunk Love were, to me, hard misses. Because
His new animated one though is good. The one where he played the iguana. What the fuck is the name of it? It's on
Ringo?
No, it's on Netflix. He plays an emotional. It takes place in Fort Myers, Florida.
Well, the new one on Netflix is also he's an astronaut, and there's a
It- yeah.
sentient spider
that he
visits
talks
him.
to. That I haven't seen that one.
I haven't
yet.
watched it yet, but it looks interesting.
It does look interesting.
But again, it's also one that's not a comedy. It's a more serious film.
He plays a animated iguana. That's an emotional support animal for these kids, these elementary school kids in Fort Myers, Florida.
Then you got some
It's
Mexican
fucking
trying to
really
eat
good. It's really good, bro.
Oh, Leo.
Leo.
Leo,
It's really
okay.
I was
good.
looking for it. Leo.
It's so good.
I didn't know
Okay.
that was him. All right.
Dude, it's good. He has a dream of like, because he finds out he's like 70 something years old, and then all of a sudden he realizes, oh shit, like he finds out iguanas die in their 70s or something. He's like, fuck, I'm about to die. Like my life's over. So he tries to live out life to the fullest. And he ends up getting taken home. Like he's the class take-home pet
Right.
for these kids.
Yeah, no, right.
And he ends up helping them. He can talk. So he helps them with all their issues as they're growing up. And it's fucking ridiculous. Like he sings this one song with this kid, like crying makes you weak. I was like, dude, he has this dream of being released in the Everglades. So he can be a real iguana. And it's like, dude, but it makes no sense. He's an iguana, but he can change color. And like he passes out when he's scared. Like,
So is-
and he like it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
So
dude.
is he a chameleon?
He's something. They say the name of his lizard, and I looked it up. It doesn't fucking exist.
It doesn't change.
He's supposed to be an iguana, but he can shift colors, and it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And Bill Burr is the turtle in the case with him. It's so funny.
That's got to be great.
It is
'cause
good.
Bill Burr is a fucking
Bill Burr's just an
amazing
asshole. He
comedian.
tries to give advice to the kids. He's just Bill Burr. It's like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
he's a fucking dickhead. So
As he should be. As
Yeah.
he should be.
it's a good movie.
When I was growing up in New York, we actually had iguanas, right?
Yep.
Now that you reminded me of this shit. And I did not know that there was a such thing as like vicious iguanas.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. And
whip
all,
with
yeah,
the
they're
tail.
all iguana.
yeah, so we had like 4 of them. No, so what they do is too, when they're in this container, they will lay on the smaller iguanas so that they can't eat.
Seems like my Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah. That's just side control, bro. That's just side control. So like one day, like we buy this and we named him aptly Rex. And I come home and I'm like, oh man, this iguana died. I was like, oh, that sucks, you know? So I take him out of the cage. And then the next day I'm like, huh, this iguana died. I'm like, I'm sensing a pattern here. The other one's getting fatter and fatter because it's eating all the other food.
Yep.
It's like, fuck it. If I kill off the
It's
competition.
like jail.
Now get more food. Yep.
Yep.
None of these iguanas learned how to shrimp either. Like they couldn't get out of side control. They were essentially white belts that died
It's like-
that way.
Yeah, they're like that's my fruit salad, bitch.
And on that note, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast.
Oh, what the fuck I'm doing here?
How are we gonna end the show with iguana murder? Like, that's a positive uplifting note.
That's my fruit salad.
It's like
bitch.
Ja Rule.
Yeah, it's murder.
That's my fruit salad. Baby.
That's the name of the episode. That's my fruit salad.
salad.
Done and done.
With an iguana. With a
an
big old
iguana.
iguana as the thumbnail.
Fuck yeah.
My friend's father had an exotic pet store, so they had all kinds of weird animals at the house. And they had zigs and zoms, and it was an iguana. They had Cheech the chinchilla. That shit was dope. I used to feed it.
That's racist as shit.
Cheech.
Remember Carlos's iguanas? We had little ones.
Yeah.
His iguanas were like 4 and 5 feet long.
Yeah, they could fight dogs.
Their
Yo, they would
aquarium
it would
was
send the puppy across the room and whip it.
gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
And send it across the room. I was like astonished. We're
No, they
like
don't-
12. We're like, that's fucking dope.
Yo, one time I thought I killed an iguana because I walked out to the docks where I work and the iguana jumped in the water and I didn't see it swim off. I was like, did I just force this iguana to commit suicide?
My dog Shadow smoked one out of the tree when it was cold a couple months back. I was like, drop it! And she's like, fuck you, this is mine. And she's grinding on it. And I'm like,
this fair and square.
don't fucking do that! You're gonna cost me money! That dog cost me like $6 grand in one sitting.
Oh man.
I don't know.
The iguana had it coming.